Welcome to the Jaron Jarvis channel. I am Jaron Jarvis. Today, I would like to introduce to you, Everyone in My City Is Gone Part 1. I woke up to bright sunlight on my face. That's odd, I thought. This place doesn't get sunlight. I got up from the metal bench that I call a bed and looked up. There was a hole in the roof, letting me see the sky for the first time in God knows how long. Let me backtrack a little bit. I am a maximum security prisoner, and I am in solitary confinement. Well, I was until today. I'm not proud of what I've done, but it is what it is. I squinted at the harsh sunlight. It was a refreshing change from the artificial, fluorescent lights in my cell. There was some rubble on the floor from the hole. I decided to stand on the rubble and try to jump up and pull myself up. After many failed attempts, I gave up and sat back down onto the bench. I sat there for a while, until I had a feeling to try the door. The door normally never unlocked, and all my food was given through a small flap at the bottom. I went over and tried the door. It was unlocked. What is happening? I thought to myself. I stepped outside my cell for the first time in years. As I walked through the long corridor that spared my cell from the rest of the prison, noticed that the prison was quiet. Too quiet. Even in my cell, I could always hear faint sounds, whether it be from the canteen or the field area. It was only this quiet late at night, when everyone was sleeping, but never when the sun was up. I reached the end of the corridor and descended the flight of stairs to the rest of the cells. They were all empty. What the fuck is going on? I thought to myself. I went to every floor of the facility to check. Every single person was gone. The building was deserted. I ran to the first floor towards the exit. I practically leapt out of the doors. Everything was abandoned. And I mean everything. There were empty cars on the road, there were no pedestrians, and the air was silent. Even though I haven't seen them in a long while, the buildings looked derelict and beaten up. Some of them had cracks and holes in them, similar to the one in my roof. As I walked down the empty streets, my head began to fill with a million possibilities. Was there an evacuation? Maybe there was a flood or something? Is everyone dead? I decided to try to find some information. I walked around for a while, trying to find an internet cafe or something. After about an hour of searching, I found one. The building looked like it was falling apart, with cracks covering the walls. I slowly crept inside, in case anything fell on me. I went to the nearest computer and switched it on no power. I guess the power supply was down too. I looked around to see if they had a backup power source. Power outages were common here, and almost every building had a generator or something. After some searching, I found one under a layer of cement dust. I wiped it off and turned the generator on. It luckily had some fuel left inside it. I rushed to the computer and searched up, city name, evacuation. Nothing. And I mean there were literally zero results. I searched up, city name, disaster. Nothing. It was like life was going as usual. There were no records of anything out of the ordinary. I went on a few social media sites to see what was happening in other parts of the world. Nothing was wrong there too. People were just posting as usual. It seemed like a whole city of people disappeared without a trace. I turned off the computer and the generator and got out of there. As I stepped out, I noticed something. The roads were covered in a light grey powder. I don't know why I hadn't noticed it before. I guess I was caught up with other things. And it wasn't just the roads too. The inside of cars, and, now that I think about it, the inside of the cafe also had the powder. Maybe it was rubble from the cracks in the buildings, but that doesn't explain the powder on the road and in cars. I wandered around for a bit, taking in the surreal nature of my surroundings. It was peaceful, and yet I was anything but. I made sure to always come back to the cafe, as that was my only connection to the outside world. I made it back there after a few hours of searching. I found a few candy bars and a packet of chips during the search, and also a few bottles of water. After the initial shock of the empty city, my senses were coming back to me. It's getting dark now. I might just sleep in the cafe for now. I decided to put this story on here so that someone out there can know what's going on. I'm going to head out tomorrow to explore more of the city. What the hell is happening?